Welcome to the Beatleverse Mini-Albums, where I, the Beatlemeister, master of the Beatleverse, take a Beatles original album, cut it in half, and create a mini-album of 7 magnificent songs. 7 songs, no more, no less. And by doing so, I've created a potent cocktail of 100% pure Beatles concentrate that tastes even better and is higher in essential organic compounds than the original Beatles album. This is not blasphemy, it is not heresy, it's simply how science works in the Beatleverse. And the first Beatles album improved by the Beatleverse Mini-Album treatment is Beatles For Sale. Beatles For Sale is the most underrated original Beatles album, mostly because of the less than inspired covers on the album. On my own ranking, which is a great video that you can check out by clicking up here, the album came in rather low as well. It's my opinion that Beatles For Sale is a top 5 Beatles album in disguise. The originals on the album are the best yet, and that includes the singles. So, let's see if chopping Beatles For Sale down from 14 songs to 7 will make the Beatles For Sale mini-album a better listening experience than the Beatles For Sale original album. Let's get to it. As mentioned in the Pure Beatles Concentrate video here, I have a 4-step process for picking the 7 songs on every Beatles mini-album. Step 1, opener and closer. Step 2, the singles. Step 3, George and Ringo songs. And Step 4, wildcards. Right then, Beatles For Sale. This album has 8 originals and 6 covers, plus 2 original singles. Covers will not be considered for mini-albums unless it's an exceptional cover. There are no exceptional covers on Beatles For Sale. The 6 songs on Beatles For Sale not eligible for consideration are Rock and Roll Music, Mr. Moonlight, Kansas City, Hey 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 Hey, Words of Love, Honey Don't, and Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. So, opener and closer. By the way, don't forget to check out my epic opener and closer tier list by clicking in the link up here. I'll also link the video in the description below. The opener is No Reply, a unique opener that signals that Beatles For Sale is a new phase Beatles album. This is a great song, heavily influenced by the folk rock movement of the time, and absolutely makes the mini-album. The closer is George's Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, a Carl Perkins cover, which, unfortunately for George, is not going to make the cut. Step 2, the singles. We've got 2 of the best Beatles songs yet, I Feel Fine and She's a Woman. She's a Woman is one of the Beatles' hardest rockers to date, and I Feel Fine is simply one of the greatest Beatles songs of all time, an absolute classic. Both songs make the cut, which brings us to 3 mini-album tracks. Step 3, George and Ringo songs. Like George, Ringo's song Honey Don't is a cover, another Carl Perkins rockabilly number. That means that both George and Ringo get no songs on the mini-album. Sad for them, but that means that there are 4 wildcard songs, which makes it happy for me. And looking at the track list, the first song I'm choosing is I'm a Loser, probably the best song on the album. It's a great country rocker, an underrated classic. That takes us to 4 songs. Babies in Black is the next on the track list. Lots of Beatles fans love this song. The Beatles played it live right up until 1966. But I can't stand the song. I think it's one of their weakest originals. It's not making the cut. Moving on. The next original is Paul's beautiful I'll Follow the Sun, a classic Paul ballad worthy of making the 7-song cut. But I've got a feeling that Paul is going to have his fair share of classic ballads on these mini-albums. So instead, I'm choosing What You're Doing. What You're Doing is another one of those super underrated Beatles filler tracks that completely slip under the radar of most Beatles fans. What You're Doing has a unique intro with drums and piano, unlike any Beatles song before, and it introduces a new guitar tone, that mid-60s birds-like jangly guitar that became synonymous with and a cliche of mid-60s folk rock. So, What You're Doing makes the cut. The next original is 8 Days a Week, another classic as well as a single in the US. 8 Days a Week is the last of the Beatlemania pop songs, and a perfect pop song at that. So perfect that it made my list of 4 perfect pop songs in the first installment of songs that go together well. Problem is, we have an even better pop song in I Feel Fine. I Feel Fine takes the perfect pop song to greater artistic heights, and forced to choose between the two, 8 Days a Week falls just short. Next song is Every Little Thing, yet another underrated gem that will not be overlooked by me. Every Little Thing has an incredibly catchy melody and is most famous for the timpani played by Ringo, another new sound on a Beatles track. That's 6 songs, 1 more to go. And fortunately, it's not a party if we don't include John's I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, another of John's Woe Is Me country rockers. This song has one of my favorite John vocals. It rocks, it cooks, it's got a great George lead guitar, it makes the final cut. So there you have it, the 7 magnificent songs to make the Beatles For Sale Beatleverse Mini-Album. Now, it's time to sequence the mini-album. The original album opens with No Reply, which is not a rocker. But since we have a really good rocker and she's a woman, it would be amiss of me not to choose a potboiler as the opener for this mini-album. So, track 1, She's a Woman. I'll follow that with No Reply and I'm a Loser, like the original album. What You're Doing fits in nicely between John's country rockers. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party is track 5. Track 6 is Every Little Thing. And the Beatles For Sale mini-album closes with only the Beatles' best song to date, I Feel Fine. So there you have it, folks. The Beatles For Sale Beatleverse Mini-Album. So the question I pose to you is this mini-album a better listening experience than the original album? Let me know in the comments below.
No reply, I'm a loser. There's nothing for me here, so I will disappear. Every little thing she does, she's in love with me and I feel fine.
I think the evidence speaks for itself, folks. The Beatles For Sale mini-album is far superior to the Beatles For Sale original album. On the next episode of Beatleverse Mini-Albums, Let It Be. By squeezing the pure Beatles concentrate down to 7 magnificent songs, will I be able to rescue and revive one of my favorite Beatles originals. If you like and subscribe. Can you dig it?